Good afternoon. I'm Jeremy Klarnbeck, the Vice President of Operations, and it's a pleasure to have you here at Graham Construction today to host today's announcement. In a few minutes, I understand the Minister will provide some of the details of the recently announced capital projects budget. In the meantime, please indulge me as I share some context of the Terwillegar Drive expansion project, an important capital project for Edmonton. As you may know, Graham is the contractor for Stage 2 of the Terwillegar Drive expansion. We are proud to lead the construction of this important project, which in my opinion is vital to the growth and prosperity of the Greater Capital Region. As Graham and Alberta continues to grow, we must ensure that our cities and our metro regions have world-class infrastructure to support our flourishing communities and encourage a robust development. Graham values a collaborative approach, a critical aspect to the Terwillegar Drive expansion, which is a city-owned project made possible by the financial support of the government. And Graham is proud to provide this technical, boots-on-the-ground expertise. It is my personal belief that through strong community relationships and an integrated collaborative approach, we will successfully complete this project in Edmonton. With those strong community relationships that have brought us here today and have helped bring this project to fruition. And with that, I'm very pleased to announce Honourable Devin Dreeshen, Alberta Transportation and Economic Corridors Minister, who will provide further detail of the Government of Alberta's capital projects. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Jeremy, and everybody here at Graham for hosting us here today. You're a great partner to be able to work with as the province of Alberta. The Terwillegar project, so many other great projects that you guys have done. Building out Alberta has just been fantastic, and I really do appreciate the relationship and the good relationship that the province of Alberta has with Graham. But thank you again to everybody for being here today. I was honored to join Premier Smith to outline the overall capital plan for transportation and economic corridors a few weeks ago. And today I'd just like to take the opportunity to scope out and outline some of the major capital highway projects across the province. Obviously, with Budget 24 being passed just yesterday in the House, there's $3.3 billion that Transportation and Economic Corridors is investing this year alone. Then $900 million of that $3.3 billion actually goes to municipalities directly in grants. And that $3.3 billion number is pretty significant in a lot of ways. And when you look at just the debt servicing costs that we have in this year's budget is also $3.3 billion. So the $80 billion that the NDP left us, just the debt servicing on that is the exact same dollar for dollar for all the construction projects that we have here and grants going out to municipalities to build out the province. So Alberta's debt is now down to $76 billion. So it's going in the right direction. It's going in the right direction, but that is something that obviously we have to be saving and putting money into the Heritage Trust Fund, as well as paying down our debt, but also investing in capital projects. So Budget 24 affirms our commitment to new and ongoing highway improvement projects, including the Terwillegar Drive expansion in Edmonton that Jeremy spoke about, as well as other important projects across the province. Highway 3 twinning between Taber and Burdett, twinning on Highway 11 between Sylvan Lake and Rocky Mountain House, Highway 40 twinning south of Grand Prairie, which is essentially a ring road diverting traffic, heavy truck traffic away from the downtown of Grand Prairie, as well as safety improvements along Highway 881, Highway 22 and 1A interchange at Cochrane, the new bridge construction at the Calgary Ring Road over the Bow River in southeast Calgary, the Deerfoot Trail upgrades in Calgary. So Budget 24 also looks at our future needs and includes funding for engineering and design of crucial projects, new ones, as in Highway 60 overpass at the CN tracks in Atchison, the widening of Highway 40 between Hinton and Grand Cache, a design of a new intersection at Highway 16A and Range Road 20, just west of Stony Plain, as well as replacing the interchange over Highway 2 at Balzac and twinning of Highway 63 north of Fort McMurray and the replacement of the Vinca Bridge east of Fort Saskatchewan. So there's over 100 capital projects and highway upgrades throughout the province, and they're all designed to improve safety, to decrease travel time, and to keep pace of our population and investment growth in the province. So together with municipalities, the province of Alberta is building Alberta, not just to make it the best place to live in Canada, but also the best place to live in the world, to live, to work, and to raise a family. So with that, I'm happy to turn things over to Councillor Cartmel, but appreciate everybody's time today and to highlight all the great projects that we've done here in the province.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. My name is Tim Cartmel, and I'm the Edmonton City Councillor for Ward Pahesawin, which is the ward that the Twilliger Drive project passes through. It's a pleasure to be here, first of all, at Graham Construction, who is the contractor on Twilliger Drive Phase 2. Looking forward to all of that really great work that's going to take place over the next couple of summers. Graham has been a great construction partner, and we're excited to see all of this development happening on this very key corridor in southwest Edmonton. I want to call attention to a few of the other things, first of all, though, that are contained in Budget 2024, Budget 2024. And that lists ongoing support of a lot of projects in the Edmonton Metro region, including the 50th Street Railway Overpass, the Highway 19 twinning at the south end of the city, both in the east and west ends of that highway. There's new dollars, I believe, for upgrades of Ray Gibbon Drive, which is in St. Albert. And then ongoing support of the Yellowhead Trail Freeway Conversion Project, the LRT extensions to the west and to the south, and, of course, my favorite project, the Twilliger Drive project, and notably Phase 3. Phase 3 is the intersection of that excellent Twilliger Drive corridor that includes expanded vehicle access, transit dedicated lanes, and a multi-use trail, spine trail, that will extend ultimately with this new funding from Windermere Boulevard all the way to the River Valley. And that is a really key component and a really key investment of this project. Budget 2024 includes new additional funding for this project and specifically for the improvements at Twilliger Drive and Anthony Henday. And so while Twilliger Drive is that corridor that, because of the geography of southwest Edmonton, is really the only way to bring improved transit and bring improved active transportation connectivity to southwest Edmonton, it intersects what is arguably the busiest trade corridor in Alberta. So improvements to this interchange were very badly needed, and we in southwest Edmonton really appreciate Minister Dreeshen, Minister Horner, the rest of Treasury Board for supporting this project with additional funding to see all of these improvements completed. So sometime between now and hopefully early 2026, perhaps even late 2025, we're going to see the Twilliger Drive project be extended all the way into Windermere Boulevard, and we'll see those new communities, which will number in the neighborhood of 65,000 people, see the benefits of this project. And I want to also say that we first talked about this project in 2019 when I brought motions to Edmonton City Council, but the province has invested more than half of the dollars that has seen all of the phases of this road be completed. And without their support, without their investment, we would not be where we are today. So truly want to express my thanks for that. I'm going to turn the mic over now to the CEO of the Edmonton Metro Regional Board, Ms. Karen Wychuk. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you to Minister Dreeshen and the Government of Alberta for including the Edmonton Metropolitan Region Board in today's important announcement. For those of you who don't know, the Edmonton Metropolitan Region Board, or EMRB, is made up of 13 dynamic, complementary, and ambitious municipalities that are working together to build what none of us could build alone: a globally competitive region that offers an unparalleled quality of life and a wealth of economic opportunities. Strengthening and expanding the region's transportation network is critical to this work. The EMRB's Integrated Regional Transportation Master Plan lays our vision for the region. Through this 25-year blueprint, the EMRB is prioritizing transportation projects and cutting red tape, which accelerates getting shovels in the ground. The EMRB is so pleased that Minister Dreeshen and his government are on the same page. After all, this work is growing more urgent by the day. Like the rest of Alberta, the Edmonton Metro region is experiencing unprecedented growth. In the next 20 to 25 years, we're on track to welcome another 1 million people and add another 500,000 jobs. Such growth can't be left to chance alone. It requires vision and planning. By working together at the EMRB, we're creating efficiencies and prioritizing regionally significant projects that speed the flow of people, goods, and services for the benefit of our region and our province. We're doing at a regional level what Minister Dreeshen and his colleagues are doing provincially. By investing $1.9 billion in critical highways and bridge projects, today's announcement is going to strengthen Alberta's transportation network and corridors for generations to come. We look forward to continuing to work with the Minister to prioritize transportation projects in the region that benefit all Albertans. It is now my pleasure to introduce Tim Bennett, Senior Vice Chair, Alberta Motor Transport Association.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Minister Dreeshen, for having us today for this great announcement. My name is Tim Bennett. I'm the Senior Vice Chairman of the Alberta Motor Transport Association. AMTA has been advancing the province's commercial transportation industry throughout safety programs, progressive policy, and partnerships for over 85 years. Today's announcement is great news for our members. As commercial drivers, we like to think that our trucks are our office, the province's highways and bridges are our workplace. So anything done to improve the 64,000 kilometers and over 4,800 bridges to help make our jobs safer and more efficient is greatly appreciated. You don't need to be a professional driver to notice that Alberta's highways are getting busier. Whether it's Highway 2 or Highway 40, there's a lot more traffic on there today than there was before. It's a little wonder why when Alberta is one of the fastest growing provinces in Canada. The trend shows no slowing, and in fact, we're likely to see an advancement and acceleration for the foreseeable future. On our current path, as we've heard, the Alberta population is about to hit 5 million people a year from now. 5 million people. 13 years ago, the province's population was 3.6. So it's imperative to get to work today on planning, designing, and building the highways and bridges that we need to keep our supply chains flowing and Albertans moving throughout the province safely. As a growing province, of course, we also need a growing economy. And that's why today, to expand economic corridors, to build our businesses, grow our exports, and create good-paying jobs is an investment for everyone. The AMTA would like to thank Minister Dreeshen for such a tremendous booster for the province's commitment on commercial transportation industry. Supporting truckers supports Alberta. We're in it together, and obviously, it's best that we work together. So thank you, Minister Dreeshen, for being a steadfast partner and a friend of industry. We look forward to working with you and your government to keep Alberta rolling for years to come. At this point, it's my time and pleasure to introduce Mustafa Cern from Edmonton Global.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to read these. It's hopefully big enough font, and I won't need my glasses. So my name is Mustafa Sahin. I'm the Executive Vice President of Investment and Trade at Edmonton Global. I'm glad to be here today to represent Edmonton Global and the Edmonton metropolitan region. It's important to recognize that these projects are not just about pouring concrete or widening lanes. They represent strategic investments in our future that will continue to help position Alberta as a key player on the global stage. Our highways serve as the arteries of commerce, facilitating the movement of goods and people, not only within our province, but also beyond our borders. By strengthening our transportation infrastructure, we are bolstering our region's capacity to compete in an increasingly interconnected world. These improvements will streamline transportation routes, reduce logistical bottlenecks, and ultimately enhance our region's attractiveness to investors and businesses seeking efficient access to markets. All of these investments are important, but I'll just highlight one of them, the Vinca Bridge project. This project is critical to many of the large hydrogen and carbon capture projects that are coming online in the Edmonton region. Approximately 1,500 vehicles cross this bridge every day, and a quarter of that traffic is large trucks. The replacement bridge will establish a critical link in Alberta's high-load corridor, saving heavily loaded trucks more than 200 kilometers of travel. The new bridge will save time and money for those traveling in the area and will support heavy loads from the Edmonton region to major industrial regions and to the north. And we can't overlook the tangible economic benefits that these projects will yield. Beyond job creation and increased productivity, they will foster a more conducive environment for trade and investment. We're happy to see that Budget 2024 sets the stage for continued investment in our infrastructure with a keen eye on addressing emerging challenges and opportunities. Edmonton Global is glad to see these strategic investments in our future competitiveness. These projects are laying the foundation for a more prosperous future for Alberta. So, while thanking Minister Dreeshen and the Government of Alberta, I would just add that I was in Houston earlier this week at CERAWeek, one of the largest energy conferences in the world. Premier Smith was there, Minister Brian Jean was there, as well as most of the global leaders in the energy sector. And I have to tell you, Alberta has a critical role to play in global energy security and global energy decarbonization. And we need the critical infrastructure to move our products to these international markets because we are competing with the Gulf Coast, Australia, and Saudi Arabia to supply energy to the emerging markets in the global south. So we really treasure and appreciate our partnership with the Government of Alberta. None of these projects would be possible without that. And so we appreciate their vision and their support in moving this agenda forward. Thank you very much.
Okay, we now have some time for questions from the media. So we're going to start with reporters here in the room. If you have any questions, please feel free to step up to the mic. And we're going to do one question, one follow-up. Please state your name and the outlet you're with. First question, please.
Jasmine King, Global Edmonton. We kind of heard about it throughout the announcement, but what do you expect in terms of just how much opportunity and jobs this will bring to the province and will create?
So yeah, the 100+ projects that we have are quite extensive, and so whether it's Graham or other construction companies, they need that market signal to know how much the province is investing. So that $8.1 billion in the total capital plan for 3 years, that's a pretty strong message that there's a lot of work that's going to be done here in the province. So it allows construction companies here in Alberta to know that they can staff up and they can buy equipment to know that they can bid on these projects. So that 3-year capital plan is a really good indication that there's going to be a lot of work left to build here in the province. So that's probably the strongest answer I can give you of how many folks that these guys are going to need in the future to build all these important projects. And on the engineering side, we have 56 engineering projects at $151 million going into those projects. So once that engineering's done, we'll be able to put more into the capital plan. But that's a historic number for here in the province.
And how are we doing in terms of, obviously this winter has been a little different than normal. How are we doing in terms of timelines, just maybe around the Edmonton region, just across the province with these projects?
So the mild winter has actually been helpful on a lot of construction projects. We were just at Aero Utilities the other day. I think it was 15 degrees. And they were pouring lots of concrete. And obviously once concrete hits a certain temperature, it has to be heated, so that's added extra costs. So a lot of projects have been progressing well with this mild winter, and it's great to see. We were just at Leduc Overpass by the Edmonton International Airport. That's been on time. We've had the Calgary Ring Road just before Christmas that was finished ahead of time. So a lot of projects are coming in on budget and on time, which is, again, just a great relationship between the Department of Transportation and Economic Corridors and our construction companies to make sure that when these bids go out, that they're getting built on time and on budget.
Thanks.
Next question.
Hi, Sean Amato with CTV News. Just wondering, are you announcing any new projects today?
Yeah, so this is everything. This is the whole capital plan. So the $8.1 billion is what's been enlisted in the budget that just got passed. So now these projects, we have the dollars to be able to grow and expand these projects.
So all of these were previously announced?
they were listed in the budget, and now it's been approved. So now they'll be able to go out for RFP, go out for tender, and make sure that we can get these bids coming in over hopefully the next year.
Okay, and operator, we'll now turn to questions on the phone. Can you please put through the first caller?
There are no questions in the queue at this time.
Questions in the room? And with that, that ends our announcement for the day. Thank you, everyone.